Imagine a child who is handed a glass of water. The glass is then poured into a tall, thin container. The child watches the entire process. You ask, "Is there more water now?" And the child confidently answers yes, because the water is higher up. To an adult, this seems absurd. The water is the same. But to that child, in that moment, it genuinely looks like more. This famous experiment, Piaget's conservation task, revealed something profound about how children actually think. Not how they think poorly, or how they think incompletely, but how they think differently. And understanding that difference was the foundation of Jean Piaget's revolutionary contribution to both psychology and education. Piaget's central insight was deceptively simple. Children are not empty vessels waiting to be filled with adult knowledge. They are active builders of their own understanding. They come to know the world by interacting with it, experimenting with it, and constructing mental models that explain what they experience. This is what we mean by constructivism. Knowledge is constructed from the inside out, not deposited from the outside in. At the heart of this process are what Piaget called schemas. A schema is a mental framework, a pattern of understanding that helps you make sense of new information. A baby develops a schema for faces early on: 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth. When the baby sees a new face, the schema helps them recognize it. Schemas aren't static. They're constantly being updated and refined. This updating happens through 2 complementary processes: assimilation and accommodation. Assimilation is when you take new information and fit it into an existing schema. You see a dog you've never encountered before, but your dog schema handles it just fine: 4 legs, fur, tail. The new information slots in without disruption. Accommodation is more significant. It happens when new information doesn't fit any existing schema, when reality violates your model of how things work. The child who has only seen small dogs encounters a Great Dane and has to genuinely revise their understanding of what a dog can be. Or more dramatically, when the child encounters Piaget's conservation task and eventually, at around age 7, genuinely revises their understanding of volume and quantity. That moment of revision, of schema restructuring, is genuine learning. Piaget called the drive toward this balance equilibration. Piaget identified 4 major stages of cognitive development, each representing a qualitatively different way of understanding the world. In the sensorimotor stage, from birth to about 2 years, infants learn exclusively through physical interaction: touching, grasping, mouthing, moving. They don't yet have stable mental representations of objects. One of the key achievements of this stage is object permanence, the understanding that objects continue to exist even when you can't see them. Before this develops, if you hide a toy under a blanket, the infant simply loses interest. After it develops, they'll search for it. From 2 to 7 years is the pre-operational stage. Children now have language and can use symbols, words, images, pretend play, to represent the world. But their thinking is still egocentric. They genuinely cannot take the perspective of another person. Show them a model of a mountain range and ask what someone on the other side would see. They'll describe their own view. It's not selfishness. Their minds simply haven't yet built the tools to mentally rotate perspective. The concrete operational stage, from 7 to 11, marks a major shift. Children can now perform logical operations, but only on concrete, tangible things. They can understand conservation. They can classify objects. They can reason about real situations. Abstract reasoning, however, is still beyond them. Finally, formal operational thinking emerges in adolescence. This is the capacity for abstract reasoning, hypotheticals, if-then logic, thinking about possibilities rather than just actualities. Not everyone fully develops this stage, and those who do don't apply it uniformly across all domains. For education, Piaget's constructivism had radical implications. If children actively build knowledge through experience, then passive instruction, lecturing, memorization, rote drill, is deeply inefficient. Children need to discover, explore, manipulate, and experiment. The teacher's role shifts from knowledge transmitter to environment designer, creating rich opportunities for children to construct their own understanding. This is why discovery learning, project-based learning, and hands-on science emerged as educational movements. This is why developmentally appropriate practice became a guiding principle. You teach what a child's cognitive stage can actually support. Trying to teach formal abstract reasoning to a 6-year-old isn't just ineffective. It can actively undermine their confidence and natural curiosity. Piaget changed how we see children. Not as incomplete adults waiting to grow up, but as thinkers with their own valid, coherent, and fascinating ways of understanding the world. Subscribe to Psychology. Theories explained for more psychology breakdowns every week.